Hi everybody, JuanitasCasita here, and today is a Frida day, and I'm going to be making some Frida cards. And I've only ever made one before, and I gave it to my friend Angelica a long time ago for her birthday, and I decided to make some today. So in honor of Frida, and you can go online and find images. I had printed these images a while ago. I've been saving them. So I selected a few to print, and so I had to dig them out from my craft room. And so I'm going to go ahead and cut them out. So I just selected these little ones. We're going to make different ones. I went ahead and cut this one out. This is maybe a 5x7, and I trimmed it around. Okay, so I put this one here. I trimmed that one around, and then I also have these little ones that I'm going to die cut out. And I've chosen these from the Anna Griffin compendium set, which you can see here. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. Even if it doesn't cut out the exact what I want it to be, I can fussy cut around it. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started to get it cut. And let me set this to the side. Let me get my plates out. Making our sandwich. I'm going face down because I don't want the paper to move underneath the dies versus the paper die facing up and paper facing down. We're going with paper facing up and die facing down. I'm going to make these into mini cards. So you can see here how that one has, I probably could have gone lower. I could have gone a little bit lower on that and not had that white. So what I'll probably do is I'll end up putting like maybe a crown up there to hide that. Okay. And this one I'm going to fussy cut around. I wanted this the basic shape, but I don't like this white around it, so we can trim that. So I think for the next one, I'm going to use maybe a larger die. The thing of it is I'd like to keep the majority of the image. And sometimes when you do some die cutting, you end up with these white pieces. And I don't really want the white pieces, but I'll see what I can do. Let's see, I have this one here. These other ones. Let me see what I can do with these. This is the same one, just different size. So if this one will cut will leave me the shape of her face, and then obscure the outside. I could use a larger compendium if I didn't want any of the white. I could do that. So let me see if I have it. I think it's right here. Maybe this one. I could try to go one larger. This one might work well. Let me cut that out and see. I think I'll use this one. I'm just cutting down the paper to fit my die. Let me get my sandwich together again. Actually, I want to see if, what did I do with the other compendium set? Here, did I lose it? No, it's right here. Definitely don't want to lose my compendiums, my little metal dies, because if I lose those, I will be in big trouble. Because I'm constantly losing dies. So, and as is normal for me, I am a messy crafter, as is normal. I should probably get rid of these extra pieces of paper. Put the dies to this side, because I don't see where I put them. Here they are right here. Okay, we don't want to lose those. That is a set. And I know I should store these in a different way, but I just haven't gotten around to it. So this one here, let's see. This one here, let's see if this one works well too. That might look good. I would like to get more if I could of the actual image. Let me see if maybe this one. I don't know about that one. I think I might go back to this one, which is the one I had picked. Let me see. I'm gonna go with this one. This gives me more. This is actually tags for making tags for your envelopes. This is the Anna Griffin compendium set. Came with a ton. There's actually more. This so you could make compendiums. And it actually came with the cards. I think it was like 5x7. There's three sizes, so you can actually cut out your cardstock too. But none of these are gonna. These are too long. These aren't going to work for me. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. Let's do one at a time. I lost one of my, I'm telling you, it's right here. It's clear. You think I'd be able to see it? No, because it's all scratched. Okay, so we're going to go paper up, die down. You can see it's a little crooked here, the way it printed. So I just want to try not to get so much white in there. I want more of the color, but you know, I can't see upside down, or you know, I can't see going the other direction. So we're just going to have to wing it and hope that that works. Try to get it as straight as possible. The image is, maybe I cut it crooked. So I just want to, like here I can tell it's crooked. For me, I think, or maybe it's me that's crooked. I don't know. No, I think it's crooked there. So I just want to get this as set as much as as centered, with the least amount of white border included. Crafting isn't perfect, but I want this to be as close to good, as close to perfect as I can get it. Okay, we're just gonna shoot for that. Let's cut it. Oh, that looks good. A little bit of white on the edges. I'm not totally disappointed in that. You can see right there a little bit white on this corner and on this corner, but I'm not disappointed. I think that looks pretty good. That looks really good. Okay, so so far we've got 4 or 3. I'm sorry, 3. So the 4th one, did I pre-cut it out or not yet? I don't think so. Which is this one. We might end up making like 6 cards. I don't know. This one, I have a little bit more play. I don't want to use the same shape if I don't have to. Although it may end up being that way. I don't want to. Don't want to lose it, so I'm gonna put it back. How about this one? This size maybe? I can go a little bit bigger than that. Hold on. And this one. This one right. This one right here. Let's see if that one will work. Well, that one might end up giving me some white. It gets her bow. You can see that it gets her bow. It's more this, and it topples her bow. Yeah, we'll try that. So now I just got to make sure I get it right. So I can go right to the edge of the blue and include her bow. Again, let me try to straighten this picture out. Okay. It's almost like a portrait, or it is a portrait, but like cutting out a portrait. So I kind of want to center with her necklace. Don't want to lose too much of her bow. I think that'll work. Right there maybe? Yeah, okay. Sandwich. We're going to cut it. See what we got. Okay, not too bad. I could have gone a little bit more left. As you can see here, I got some blue at the bottom, or some white, I'm sorry, from the border, and a little bit there, but that's okay because when I go to decorate the card, I can put an embellishment over here and under there. So we can do that. So that's not too bad. Okay, so this is what we've got so far. Let's see what else we got. This one. I would like to make a full one on this one if possible. I think this is going to be too long. Let me see. No, that would probably work. Look at that. Maybe. That would look good. If I want it more frilly, or with more curves, I'll try to get this one up. More decorative. I like the decorative. Let me see, do I have another option? much wider one, an oval. No, none of those are working for me. I think I'm gonna, this one would give me more of the image. This one here, let me see, slightly more. You can tell where this curve is. You end up losing some. This one would give me more, but I think this one is more decorative. So I'm going to go with the decorative on this one. Cut out my paper. Cut out, trim the excess so it fits in my electric die cutting machine. And then using the Anna Griffin Empress. You, of course, could use your cutter here, but just for the sake of me just using scissors for right now is totally fine. I don't often use scissors. I would often trim off my paper to make it more level here. You know, I'm not right now, which I guess I could, hold on, just to trim it. That is why I have it here, right? After all. Sometimes I can get a little crazy with that trimmer and then end up trimming way too much. Okay, so let's get this centered as much as possible. This one, if I go any larger, I'm probably going to have to use my larger plates because as over time when you use your mats too much, I don't know if you can tell, it starts to get like smushed and spread out, almost like pie crust or pastry. When you're rolling it out with a pen, it tends to exceed the size of the plate. Now here's a good example, if you can see this. So this is the metal shim. This mat used to be the exact same size as the shim, the width, and now it's exceeded it. It's gone over. That means I've squished it out. So you think you have this much space, but in reality you don't. It's really the pressure is going to be between the plates, and the plates are a little bit more narrow than that. So I'm going to take less of her dress on this and more above her flower crown, or the flowers in her hair, centering her without going into the white border. That looks good right there. Cut. Now, what can you do at home if you don't have an electric die cutting machine or dies? You can just fussy cut it. You could make a template. You could make a template of a design, okay? On any paper, cardboard, or anything. You could make a template, draw a template of a frame, cut it out with an X-Acto knife or scissors, turn the paper on the reverse or on the front, and just trace that over, and then use your scissors and cut it out. You could do that. Or you could do it on the back and cut it out. You don't have to have all these tools that I'm using to make these cuts. There's different ways to do it. I didn't always have all this equipment. I started off actually with none of this equipment, and I used to make cards, and then I gradually went up to the Cricut Cuttlebug, and now I'm on to electric machines just because I do a lot of this, and it's just easier on my wrists. That came out really good. Look at that. That's a nice one. Now I'm kind of wishing I would have done something like this on this one. I may go back and cut this. I don't know. I love that teal around it though. That looks really good. Let's put this back so we don't lose it. And you know what? I did not buy the square compendium set. I thought, I don't need that. But this one would be beautiful with the square compendium set. Go figure. Go figure. Let me just see if I can add something to this. What would I do to this one? Let's see what my options are. I don't really want to lose any of that beautiful teal color. So I would need one of these large ones. Let me go to the biggest one here and see. I could probably get away with this, but I really love that dark around the edges. No, we're going to leave this one as is. We're going to leave this one as is. I trimmed it with the trimmer. I could use a little bit more trimming there. There's a little bit of white, but I'm going to leave that one as is. Now this one is the one that's going to give me a little bit more difficulty, only because it's square. I am missing some of the top already from wherever I found this on the internet, but I don't want to lose any of the side. So I'm wondering if I even have anything remotely, anything that would actually work with it. It's such a unique shape. Let me try the biggest of this one. See what that does for me. I don't want to get any white in there. No, see, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. I don't want any white. I do have other dyes I could use. I just want to stick with what's easy right now, and the compendium has a large library. Let's go with the largest one of this and see how this one works. That's going to bring in white on the top and the bottom, and I really want that heart in there. That's going to bring in some white. That's a nice large one, but that's not going to work. Let me see, what about, no, because it has to be wide. That one is too long. Maybe the one smaller. What does this one do? What this one do here? That's going to bring in white. Although I like the way it hugs the heart. That could end up bringing some white into it though. Really don't want any. I'd rather just trim it straight. I can see this is going to, there's like no way around it on the top. And I want some of this, so I'm going to go with no on that. So I think maybe if I do it, I'm going to end up going back to the same one that I used before, which is going to be this one. But I want some of these curls, so I think not. I think on this one I'm not going to do any die cutting either. I'm just going to trim it. I'm just going to just do some trimming on this one. Let's go ahead and move these to the side. Now this probably did not, it didn't maybe print in, sometimes when I print with my laser printer, it's not straight. The way it takes the paper in, sometimes it's not straight. Nothing I can do about that. I'm just going to trim very quickly the excess here. Get rid of that. Could use a little bit more on that. I don't want to trim too much though. That probably did nothing. Just want to trim off all that white. I want a borderless image. I'm already missing part of this image, so just try not to lose more, a little bit more off the top, I think. Not too much because there's a lot missing from that top already. There. Okay, so we have our images. This is what we're working with. Move these compendiums out of the way. See, like there was one where I was like, oh, I can do a little crown, but I think these crowns are too big. I can probably find a smaller crown to put on her on that one. This is what we're working with. We've got this one in 3 different variations, full just the face, and then it's a lot smaller. This one, we have this one in 2 sizes here, and then these 2 larger. So all in all, we've got 3, 5, 7. So we can make 7 cards. Let's see if we can do it. I don't know. So right now I'm going to be choosing cardstock for the actual card. Choosing background and flowers. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Okay, here's some cardstock that I've selected. I'm thinking that I would really love this. This is all Anna Griffin cardstock, and it's from different collections. This one's from a St. Valentine's Day collection, and it's basically white with gold foiled roses. It's beautiful. For this one, I'm kind of thinking this right here. I think this would go really well together. So I'm liking this one for this one. And I think this black for maybe one of these. Is that too much, maybe? I don't know. It might be too much. Maybe a small version? I have to think about it. Maybe one of these, although the blue, I don't know. I selected it because I wanted black. So, I don't know. Now I'm second guessing that one. This one is really bright and vibrant pink. So for this one, I thought maybe I could go with this one here with some black. The teal in this one might go really well with the pink in this one. I'm trying to think, those flowers are orangey red, but it goes really well with this pink. Or I could do this one, but this one I think needs roses. There's one rose there. So I like this one. And then I brought along, this is an old paper pad. This is the Willow collection by Anna Griffin, and some of it is flocked, like this blue one here. But it has, I haven't used this one in a while, but it has some blue and black. I don't know, that one doesn't quite go. But I thought maybe it would have, oh, this one's gorgeous. This is like a, if I can maybe, I don't know if I can really show you the color here. It's like a navy blue, shades of navy blue. It's flocked, so you can, it's almost like a raised fuzzy. That one would actually go really well with this. I think I might use that for this one. I also have it in black. I don't have very much of this. This paper is, I don't even know if Anna Griffin still makes it, to be honest. So it is very busy. So I don't know. if it would be the way I would want it. Let me see. What else do we have in here? This black white one. I don't know if any of these would go with it. Some of these are really busy. That would actually go well. So I do have two of these. Kind of like this one though. Ooh, this one for this would be good. I like that. Let's see that one, which is on the underside of this one. That goes really well. I'm going to cut that one out for this one here. I like that. And that one. And I think I will be using this one. For this. Let's see what else I have. So these are still unspoken for. I can use some of the other ones with the same, but let me just see what else I have. I'm just trying to pick out colors that I haven't really used before, or I don't use very often. Some little patchwork like. Oh, I kind of like that one. That one's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm digging that one. Totally digging this one. I think that would look really good. The embellishments is going to be the harder part, trying to match something up to it. Whether you use like flowers or whatever, because that can be where you get a little tricky. I'm not sure which one, but I'm really liking this one for something. Not sure which one, but for something. Okay, let's see. You know what would go good? Cactus. And I might have something that's not Anna Griffin. Let me go check. Let me go look. Something that's cactusy. Hold on. Actually, this one might work well with this one. Really like that, actually. Love this one. That one looks really nice. I want cactus. Ooh, I like that one too. I like that one too. Let me take this one as well. Doesn't always have to be Anna Griffin. I just have a tendency to pick Anna Griffin. Oh, that one's nice. The cactus. I thought there was two cactus though. Might use that one too. That one where she's got the pink orange flowers in her hair. Let me see. Take that one. This is by Craft Mart. I believe I got this one at I got this at Walmart. I'm gonna go ahead and take the other cactus as well. Just see. But I want to keep looking, because I think I have another set of cactus paper. So let me go take a look and see if I can find it. Okay, I'm bringing two more into the fray here. I'm bringing in this Martha Stewart paper pad. Is there a name to it? It is, I don't think there's a double-sided sheets. Sometimes they name the paper pads. Let me see if this one has a name. Jewel Tones. It's Jewel Tones by Martha Stewart. Get it to focus. No focus. There we go. And it looks like this. I'm just going to see if any of these pop out at me. These are pretty cool, huh? Look at that. That looks beautiful. Some really nice, oh, look at that. Ooh, some really nice colors. Oh, yeah. These are some really, really, really nice colors. I think would go really good. Wow. This one's got it going on. Big time. Oh, ooh. This one is a maze. This one's pretty. Some really nice ones here. I often forget I have this paper pad. Got some really nice stuff in here. Really pretty colors. Look at that. Ah, there's so many. Oh, look at that one. Ugh. This one's gonna be a hard one. I'm not gonna choose yet on that one because this one I want to use like all the papers in here for it. So these are all the colors here, and they would all work so well with this particular image of Frida. So I'm gonna set this one to the side because I can't decide on that. I'm gonna set it to the side so I can decide later. Let me look at this. This is another one. Oops. I don't think I've used this one. I do have another one open. I don't know where that one's at. So you need to open it. This is No Problema by DCWV. And I think I had purchased it before and I had made some llama Easter cards or something. Can't remember. It was kind of weird, but and I gave a couple to some people. And then I never revisited this paper pack again. I think I gave some away, but I never revisited it. And then one day I was at Joann's and it was on sale, and I thought, you know what, I better scoop some up because you never know when you can use more llama paper. And I'm glad I did because I had used some and I had given some away. And so let me just, you want it, this part here, these little wafer tabs, I don't know, I'm probably dating myself. They used to be called wafer tabs when you would mail stuff in the mail. I don't know what they're called now, if anything. These stickers that hold the paper pads together are a nuisance. I understand the reasoning. You want the paper not to be damaged, but I hate getting into it. Okay, well, I'm looking for cactus. This is the one I had used before. There's some cactus, or these are like plants and cactus. I don't know if these actually go with anything. Not quite the cactus images I want. And I realized I could see on the outside of the paper what this stuff would look like. Here you can see all the sample, but I like to look at it like up close. I want to see it up close. Ooh, yeah, I forgot about this one. This one. I don't know if this would go with anything. I love this one though. Little cactus. I think I'm going to take this one for now. It has little cactus in its foil, but those little tiny images are cacti. Say it right, Jane. You don't say it at all. Okay. all I'm going to find from there. Okay, so we have chosen, or I have chosen, a lot of paper. Look at our, this is our palette. We have cactus in 2 different types, colored, and then this version. I believe it's the same print, is it? Maybe. But this one's colorful and this one's more like just two colors. There's this one here, which I thought would go actually really well with this one maybe. There is also this, which I thought was fun. And I don't know, I'm loving these two together. These are really pretty right here. And this one's foiled. So you got some gold accents going on. And this is lighter than 100 pound probably. This is not quite text weight, but leaning towards text weight. So this, I would have to adhere to some heavier cardstock. This is a little bit heavier than, this is Anna Griffin. This is a little bit heavier than this one. You can see the bend is not, I don't know if you can see the bend. This one bends. This one not as much. So all of these would require some help. Here's that one. I'm thinking, I like the blue, but I think this goes much better with this one. And it's got like some pink in it. Originally I had wanted this one just because it was bold, like Frida. But I don't know. And then I like this one for this. And I was really loving this one with this one. So we're going to cut these down and then we'll put it together. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I've pre-chosen or pre-selected this size. Again, this is from the compendium A4, A2, I forget my A's, but this is from the compendium. It came with 3 sizes. This lets you cut out your cardstock in perfect measurement, and it does pre-score the center for you. I still like to take it over to the scoring board and score it up. So I'm going to cut down this paper because this 12 by 12 with this extra piece here that has Anna Griffin's name on it will not fit through the Empress, the large Empress. So I'm going to just cut it down. And I want the roses, I don't want the roses to go in that direction, which I guess that would look okay now that I think about it. I was going to go this direction. But no, I think I like this direction better. Yeah, I like this direction better. So I'm going to cut this down to fit. Except the paper won't let me. Of course not. Of course not. I want to cut it that direction, which means I need my other cutter. This is the direction I want. You know what? Let me mark it on the back so I can figure it out here. Which is this direction, like this. And I'm doing this instead of just a quick random cut because I don't like to waste my paper. You know, everyone's got their stash of good paper. And my Anna Griffin paper is my stash of good paper. And I don't like to, waste isn't the right word, because when you make a card, you're not wasting it. You are using it, but it is your hoarded paper. It is my coveted paper. And I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to go off camera to cut this at my other cutter, which is by We Are Memory Keepers, and it can accommodate a much larger piece of paper. I know I should probably have that one on this side, which I can move it. Which I think I will right now, actually. I'm going to bring it over. It is much larger though, so I will have to move this. I'm just used to this one because I've used it forever. Yep, that's what that happened right there. That was a crash in the craft room. Okay, this is by We Are Memory Keepers. It is, I think it's called the Premium Paper Trimmer. It's a really nice paper trimmer. I'd have to replace the battery in here, but that lights up. I don't know if you probably can't see that. Hold on. So it can aid you in your, see that? it lights up. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it down on the other side so it stays in place. There's a locking feature. There. So it stays in one piece. With my Fridas. Okay, there. Okay, so I'm going to trim this up. And this, like I said, this can accommodate a much larger piece of paper. Which should have been the reason I had this one over here in the first place, right? I think it can. I think it can. I think it can. Hold on. Which direction are we going? Well, maybe it can't take this 13 by 13. I thought I could, but I don't know. Let's see what I need to go through. No, wait a minute. Which way am I going? I can't figure it out. It goes this way. Okay, there's my cut. Okay. No, I'm wondering. I don't think it can. No, it can. Look at that. It's just me because I've got all this stuff on my workbench. I've got all this going on that I can't make it work. It's Janie's fault. It's Juanita's fault. Let me sort all this paper because it's in the way. Okay. I can even do it this way so you guys can look at the pretty color. Okay, now that we're here, it fits. It's just me. User error. Lining up my score marks. Okay. And time to put our sandwich together. I'm going to need the large Empress plates for this one. Okay, so again, this is the white mat. This is what, if you purchase the Empress, it might come with the black mat now, but originally when it was released, it came with the white mat. And here's your metal shim. Again, I have squeezed this, or like, you know, rolled it out like a tortilla or like a pie crust. I've gone beyond the size of the metal shim. This is how much it's squeezed out. It's probably time to replace it. I just haven't. So I'm going to put, it's just a larger version of the tinies. A plate, metal shim, B. It's going to be our top. For this one, I'm going to go paper down. Or paper face up, die face down. Make sure it's in within all my lines, and it is. These plates do tend to warp. This one, I don't think you can tell, but it is warped. It's not a perfect line. It's like it's bowed. So I tend to flip it around to flatten that out. Turn on my machine, and I realize that my microphone is in the way. Hold on, let me turn off that machine. And let me move some stuff around. I'm pretty sure that my microphone is in the way. So let me scoot the microphone over a little, right there. Put this down. I think that'll work. These large plates need a lot of room to go through. It's running through the machine. I know it's loud. It probably makes the workbench move as well. Okay, so So now we're going to take it apart. It cuts this out perfectly. Okay, and we're left with this. I don't know if you can see the score marks in it or not. Maybe a little bit, maybe on the side you can. But I like to score it myself because there's a couple other marks that it makes, and I feel like sometimes it wants to fold on the wrong mark. So I take it over. I could actually do it here, but I like to actually do it on my... I have a Martha Stewart scoring board. I'll bring it over so you guys can see. I don't know if I can maybe do it on here. Let's see. Usually line it up. This is how I do my cards. I will either cut this out with a die, not often, because a lot of my custom cards are custom sized. They are not any particular size. It's just based on how I see them, how I want to make them. This one is right at 8.5. So I'll do this at 4 1/4. It should be where the score line is. And not too hard, because you will cut this paper. I'm just applying pressure, but not too much pressure. I just want to score it where it should bend. If you do too much, you will end up with 2 separate pieces of paper. That bone folder will cut right over. And then that's it. I'll just use the bone folder, smooth it out, and you're left with a perfect card. Okay. Okay, so now this one was going to be this one, I believe, right? For Doña Frida. Doña Frida, I need some bling. I need some bling. What are we going to do for her? What are we going to give her? I need it to be spectacular like her. Let me see if this size would fit. This might be too big. And all I'm going to do is measure up in here to see if I were to cut a piece, would it actually fit on here? I think you need the next size card up, to be honest. This one might not. This one might be right on the edge. I'm thinking no. These are really great little folders by Anna Griffin. Let me see if I have another one. This one. If this one would work. This one would tend to cover up a lot of the card, though. I kind of want something with... That's too big anyways. I want something with a little bit of cutout on it. I think these are way too big. Yeah, that one's way too big. I have another set. Again, these might also be too big. By Anna Griffin. Sometimes she gives you these fabulous damask magnetic like mats or magnetic sheets. You can either buy your own, and these are already 3 hole punch to put in a binder. Some of her stuff comes like this, some of it doesn't. The older one didn't. The older dies did not. The newer ones do. Now, this is... I'm going to have to go with a much smaller. Even though that would look fabulous. Look at that if I did it. Look how pretty that would look. But it's not going to fit this particular card. Okay? So I need to go smaller. So in going smaller... Let me see. Oh, you know what would be fantastic? If I can find it. I have like, sometimes I don't put my dies back, but I have this most often used dies that I don't ever put away. Of course it's not going to fit, it's way too big. This one would look really good. It's like papel picado. Once you do it, it looks like papel picado. But let me see, I do have a square version. Let me see the square version. Yeah, no, that's not going to work either, because I would like it to be taller than her. What if I did 2? What if I did 2? I kind of like that. Let me see if I cut 2 out, what that would look like. And of course I'm going to want it in a gold. So let me get some gold foil out. And I think I can cut two pieces out of this one, which is really nice. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to work, and if not, I can use it for something else. I got to clean this die up first, as you can see here. You can see what falls here. Again, if you don't have this equipment, these dies, you don't need it necessarily. It's not like mandatory. You could do your own papel picado. You could cut it out using the snowflake method when you make snowflakes, or when you do papel picado, if you've ever made that before. So there's different ways to do it. You don't necessarily need the equipment to do it. Okay, so different size, same concept, sandwiches, metal shim, magnetic mat, the die. Gonna put this down. And for this one, I'm gonna do, I feel like I should do cut up, because it's such an intricate piece. No, we'll do a die down. We'll do die down. Hold on. Right there. Get it nice and centered. Put my plate on top. I keep hitting stuff behind me. My friend Heather would be like, she'd be freaking out at the mess in here. Okay, I did a quick cleanup of the space before filming the Frida cards. Okay, we're going to take one piece off of this. Look at that. And you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and run this for embossing. Which means I need 2 of the plates. And since this is, I've already cut it out, I just need the embossing mat. So it's the embossing mat, the 2 plates. We're going to set this down. Hopefully it doesn't release, because it's stuck back on the magnet right here like this. And this is just going to let the image raise more. This is the sandwich for embossing your 8 plate, your die face up with the paper facing down, the rubber embossing mat, and another 8 plate. While the black mat, cutting it down, is a cut and emboss one. I feel like sometimes you can get a better embossing result if you do the actual embossing the way it was meant to be done. Die facing up, rubber mat facing down. Okay, we're going to take it out of here. Using our 2-in-1 to work it out. Ay, mira qué bonito. Like papel picado. To me, that's what it looks like. It has these little bumps. See that? And it's just so pretty. It's a nice heavyweight cardstock. It's I believe it's matte foil. It's gorgeous in the Anna Griffin gold. And it is Anna Griffin. So I was thinking, like this. But this picture is much larger than my die. And I want more, so I was thinking maybe I could do 2. I don't know, we'll have to see. I might have to fussy cut on that. I'm going to do it anyways. If it doesn't work, I can always use it for something else. And if it doesn't work, I'll find a different die. That's okay. Cleaning up the die off screen. Going to run it through again. Opposite way. I feel like I could use this too, right? Like, you know, hold on. I don't like to throw these away. This, I think I was going to say that on camera. I don't like to throw anything away because I feel like you could still use it in something else. So that's why I try to position everything a certain way so that I could still reuse what's left. Okay. I need my other plate on top. I'm going to run it through. And we're going to do the same thing, so let me just prep for that. We're just going to prep for that because we're going to do the same thing again. If it allows me to. I don't like it to get separate itself from the paper because sometimes it's hard to match it back up. Our rubber mat on top for embossing. Our plate. Sending it through again. This is what we're left over with. I'm going to keep it because I'm a paper hoarder. Make sure to do it on screen. Make sure all the pieces are out good. Okay, there. So set that to the side. Let me just see what we got going on here. Okay, so I essentially want it to be like this. I want it to go from the bottom to the top. Okay, that's what I wanted it to be. But you can see there's overlap. And I don't want overlap. So I might have to cut it. But where do I cut it? Let me see. Looks to be about in between right there. Let me see if I cut it. So I'm going to use my Cricut scissors that come in your Cricut pack, I guess. If you buy Cricut, the tools for Cricut, I find that these scissors are nice and sharp. And they're small. Okay. Now I've probably just wasted a piece, right? Like, Janie, that should irritate you. It should. That's looking better. I just need to trim off here so that this nestles in better. So let me see. So this is going to be a completely custom card. I want to keep this here. So I'm going to trim off the excess there. Just looking to see. what they call fussy cutting. I'm not great at fussy cutting. I'll be honest. It is very difficult for me. Just because I'm not a great cutter. Let's see what that looks like. See, to me that feels a little shorter than I should have cut it. But I guess you're not going to be able to see that part right there. Do you see that part right there? You're not going to be able to see that because of the image. So that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. So now I need to adhere this to my paper. This is going to be a quick card, not a whole lot going on. I'm going to go with, what do I want to go with here? Because it is a little bumpy. I think I'll go with some double stick tape. It's just basically tape that's sticky on both sides. And of course a little piece of paper got stuck in there. So let me stick this down. And I'm going to fold the paper so that I can see exactly how much I have on left and right. And I want this right up to the top. Try to center it as much as I can. I should probably go this way just to see what center really is. Okay. And my cards usually aren't super centered. I mean, you know, they're handmade. They're not made by machine, so it's not like super perfect. Even though we want our stuff to be perfect. I'm going with that right there. Okay. So now my bottom piece, and I can already tell it's not centered, but that's okay. My bottom piece is going to go about right there. And I used the tail. I had a tail of tape there. And I just used it to go down. Right there. Just rub it to make sure it stays. Okay, now my Frida picture, I would like that raised. Okay? I would like that raised. So I'm going to use some dimensional foam. This is what that is right there. And I just realized I didn't actually pick anything to put on her, like any flowers. So let me see if I have some flowers that we can find. We could go with colored flowers on this. I'm trying to think. She's got a lot of green in that. Oh, you know what? This one might work really well. Hold on. This set right here might work. Oh, I like that. We need like a small one to tie it in. Let me see if I have one. How about like, no, that's too many. It's too many. Nope. I like that little one, but I need a single. But I would like it red. And these are roses. The one I picked out is rose. That color doesn't quite... Maybe it does. Oh, keep it to the side right there. This one, did I like this one? No. No, I did not. Oh, this one's pretty. Look at that one. I have that. This one's got an extra leaf. Can you hear my dog barking? something here at the bottom. Hold on, what's this? Okay, I think we can choose from that. I mean, you could just leave it like this, but you know, she needs rosas. She needs rosas. I'm really thinking this yellow one. This is too big. This one. I'm not loving it because, well, this rose in the center is red. This one's more orangey. Let me try this one. It's not working for me. And this is too much. Like, it's not working either. I don't like the tail end of this flower. I do like this one. It'd have to go like right there. I'm not liking it now. I liked it before, but now I don't like it. I think this sticks out too far. Hold on. You'd have to go like right there. Okay, let's revisit this one. Oh, let me look at these colors. Yeah, this is more orangey. This one is more orangey. I don't think you can tell there, but to me this one's more orangey with red, and this one's more yellow. Make it focus. No. Let me see what I can do with that. Bring me back those flowers. Bring me back those flowers. Tráeme para atrás las flores. Let me search through here what I have. Maybe I missed something. I really want the red. I want like red. And they have to be roses. This is that same set, but seems larger. It's got an added piece right there, so I don't want the bigger one. Guess that one, I'll put that one there. Be nice if I had a mirrored set. One that went the opposite way. That might help, but I don't think I do. This does not belong in this pack. Okay, this is that one that goes in the opposite direction. I'm going to keep it because I might cut it down. Okay, let's see what we can do with these. Okay. This is the one I had picked first. I didn't want to go too high up on her. Guess that doesn't look too bad. It was just the rose, the issue with the roses Where's my single? I would like this, but I don't like the stick. I think I might cut that. I think I'll go with it like this. And I'll cut that one. And we'll go with the red. I would have liked the yellow, but the orangey is not working for me. So I think we're going to go with that. So let me just trim off this excess here. So I'm going to just trim off as best as I can to make it look like it came that way. Maybe even flip it. That's probably what I'll do. Take the green away. Not too much green here. Take it away from her. Move it like that. The green outward and the red in. Like that. And then this. Maybe the roses out and the green in. Or the roses in and the leaves out. That I haven't decided. I think roses in. Just haven't decided which way. Yeah, like that. Okay, time to put it all down. I think on this one, we're going to put the photo down instead of propping it up. I'm going to lay it flat because I believe these are sticker flowers and they will want to bring down the image. Let me see. Like if I make them two-dimensional, they'll want to, like, the part where the roses are high up. When a rose, when you take off the sticker, and if it's dimensional, what it's putting on, this part here is flappy, and it'll want to bring down the image. It's hard to describe. You guys, if you've done it before, you kind of know what I'm saying. So I'm just gonna put this one flat, and on this one I'm gonna use the Gina K Designs by ThermaWeb Rolly adhesive. It's permanent. It's nice. I ordered a refill. I got some when I went to Creativation in the more than generous bag that ThermaWeb provided to us. And then I liked it so much I ordered it myself. Okay, so now we're going to put this right over. I would like it center, and I would like as much equal the top and the bottom, the little flower. And of course center. As centered as you can make it. Centered. Again, you can use double stick tape. If you use glue, do not use Elmer's glue. The reason I say that is because it has a higher water content, I believe. Forgive me if I'm not using the exact verbiage needed, but it tends to buckle your paper. Use something made specifically for paper crafting and cards versus like school glue. This one here is iCraft by ThermaWeb iCraft Ultra Bond Adhesive. It's really good. There's another one I was using, can't remember what it's called, but that I really love. I love that one. Again, another item that I got at Creativation, and I've since ordered it because I just loved it that much. It was like really good. So these flowers are already dimensional, as you can see there. They're two. They came this way, and they had the foam adhesive in the inside. And they have their sticker, so if you just peel them off, and you can use any flowers. You can make your own flowers. You can, and I'll show you how I made some. You can make your own flowers. You can buy already made flowers. There, right there, and then this one. I'm not great at removing the stickers. I think it's a vision thing, visual. Okay. So this one I wanted the flower going in right about maybe, nope, don't like that. A second, let me see. I'm not used to this bar being here like this, which is probably why I use the other one. Maybe like, nope, a little bit more out. There. Voila! Our Frida card is done. Okay, I lied. It's not done. We still have to make work on the inside. Okay? So, for this Frida card, you could use it for a birthday card. You could use it for a hello friend, whatever you wanted to use it as. I am going to just do a general inside with nothing. What that means is I'm not going to personalize it. So I will decorate the inside, but I'm not going to like make it anything specific. So now I need to choose paper for the inside of it. And what do I use? So that's a good question. We can do the same paper on the inside. You could choose to compendium some paper and then compendium another piece. What does that mean? You can like nestled layers. You could do that. I think, I'm trying to think if I have one that would fit. Let me see. What could I use? What could I use? What if, I think we decided this was too large for this one. What if I use, I really like this one. I think what I'll do is I'll cut this in a white so you can write, whoever uses it, if I use it, I can write something in it, but I need something to go outside. So if I do this number, and basically, let me see, I just recently made a card using that system. Oops, let me lift my cards are falling. I just recently made a card using that system. So this outside part here is the rectangle square, and then you can't see it, but it's this little frame here around is this one. So it's difficult to tell because I use the same paper, but I'm not going to be doing that with this one. But it's basically the same concept, and it'll fit in this size card. Okay, look at that. It'll fit just barely. So I'm going to cut using this paper again. And when you're using this system, you only need your plates because it's a folder. You don't need anything else. This is going to cut. This is going to cut. This is like the die here, and this is the embossing folder. It's a 2-in-1. It's an Anna Griffin cut and emboss folder. So you just need the paper. It's a time saver. Just need the paper to go in. And I would have used this one, but as you can see there, just because I like to save paper. I wonder if I can save more paper if I go this way. I think I can. I don't want to, wait, let me see. If I go this way, I'm just trying to do it so I can maximize my paper. That's the majority of it. So that's not too bad. Okay. So let me just get it right to the edge. Okay. And I'm going to actually, because I'm going to be feeding it this way through the machine, I'm going to be using the slightly larger plates. So I need this other plate. I'm going to be feeding it this way because I didn't want to cut the paper. Take this off, see that? Put that to the side. I'm not going to be using that again probably. This will leave me with this cut and this little piece here. I like to save these pieces for backgrounds on sentiments. Okay. Going to go like this, and then I'm going to use a plain stock so that you can write a note above that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my signature to the back of the card. You can use ink stamp, you can handwrite it, you can use a rubber stamp, you can use an embosser. And so far that's what our card is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and take and adhere this to this card. I'm going to use double stick tape. You could use glue again for all of this, but there is a wait time on drying. I only ever use glue for embellishments versus paper. Very rarely do I use glue for the larger components of my card. I'm going to center this again as best as you can center it. So I'm carrying in the image from that to the inside. Now I need a piece of cardstock, and I'm trying to figure out what color I should use. I probably have a scrap left over from when I cut the Frida pictures, so I'll probably use that. It's the same color. Almost. Almost. So let me just cut a piece. Make sure it's nice and clean. Same thing again. Our plate system. We're going to put in our paper. Make sure that your folder's underneath the plates so the pressure is applied properly and evenly. This one is not going to cut a hole in the middle because it didn't have a center die. It was just, it's a shape. And it is embossed. If I bring it up close, you can see the embossing right on there. Can you see that? It's pretty. Okay. And that'll go right in there. And I'm going to apply stickum to the center of it. Just right in the center of this. You can use, again, whatever adhesive you have. If it's glue, sparingly, and you're going to have to wait to dry before you close the card. Maybe not, so it's quite center. I have to get close to it to see it. And you can finish it off with a flower. So you could use a flower in the inside to finish it off, like that. You don't have to, I like to do little extras. I think they look pretty. I think people appreciate the little extras. Every little extra you can add to your card, I think it really ties it all in and makes it look prettier. See how much prettier that is with just a little extra? And there you are. Now, if you feel like your card is a little bit, if it's moving too much, you can add some more adhesive. I'm seeing now that it's bulkier on the inside, when I close it, this does. And if you're afraid this is going to come off, feel free to add more adhesive. So I'm just going to go in with maybe a couple pieces, lift, and just insert to where you think it'll go without showing, which is not what I'm doing right now. You can do this with a Zot. That'll help you. Zots are nice for that. I'm going to put one right in here. But I don't want it to show. I think it's just what it did right there. So scoot, 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 scoot. Scoot, scoot. There. You got a little bit of movement up here and some over here. That's okay. If you feel like you need to really bring that down, you can use some more adhesive. I'm trying to think, maybe if I could use some, I don't want it to be too, it's already bulky, but I don't want it to come off. Like, I don't want it to be lost. This is stuck onto this. I'm not afraid of losing that. And this is stuck over here. I'm not afraid of losing that. You know, it is a handmade card. It's going to look handmade. But there's our Frida card. All done.